we thought with Thierry here, with Jamie tonight, a really good opportunity to dive a little bit deeper into Arsenal. And also, Thierry, because I posed the question before the break, where is the love for this Arsenal team? It was really interesting, the comments of Fabian Hürzeler, which seemed to spark something after the Brighton game a couple of weeks ago, when he said of this of Arsenal, that's not football, what Arsenal did there. I think we tried to play football. It's not easy to get into rhythm against an opponent who only tries to waste time. Other people have said this Arsenal team are anti-football. So where is the appreciation for a team that are poised right now to become champions?
I'm not going to comment on what people say. I'm gonna give you another angle, which is in front of everybody to see, but not a lot of people want to see that. So for a very long time, we've been accused of being boys, right? Arsenal, of not being able to keep a lead, getting bullied. Can you win ugly?
Why does no one love this Arsenal team, even when they're about to win the league? Are they boring or just brutally effective? Discussion starts around lack of appreciation for Arsenal, despite being close to winning the league. Criticism includes claims that Arsenal play anti-football or unattractive football. Thierry Henry defends Arsenal, saying, "Previously, the team was criticized for being weak and unable to win. Now they've learned to win ugly and stay strong, but still get criticized." He emphasizes that winning matters more than style, especially after 22 years without a league title. Comparison is made to Jose Mourinho's Chelsea team. Not always entertaining, but effective and successful, and respected for it. Arsenal's current style is seen as a shift from beautiful football to a more pragmatic approach under Mikel Arteta. There's also a surprising sentiment that many neutrals don't want Arsenal to win, which feels unusual compared to typical support for underdogs.
That fan base is so vocal on social media because it has been such a long time, because they're so desperate to taste that glory of the league title. It has been an interesting journey, hasn't it, under Mikel Arteta? As Thierry makes the point, they were looking for a guy that was going to make that difference, to get them over the line. They found someone who they knew well as a player, someone who'd been on Pep Guardiola's coaching staff at that moment, who they felt was equipped to come in and make a difference. So that's the breakdown. Jamie, what would be your observations here about this ride under Mikel Arteta?
I've enjoyed watching it. And the thing that absolutely fascinates me is how he's gone about it. Because I think it's almost different to almost any manager we've seen in terms of certainly the Premier League, maybe going back a long time, I might be wrong.
Imagine rival fans choosing Manchester City over Arsenal. What is it about Mikel Arteta's team that annoys everyone? Jamie Carragher highlights that many rival fans, even Manchester United and Liverpool supporters, might prefer Manchester City to win over Arsenal. Reasons for this include Arsenal's playing style, Mikel Arteta's behavior on the touchline, comments from opponents, a very vocal fan base on social media. Despite criticism, Arsenal's journey under Arteta is described as interesting and unique. Won the FA Cup early, despite having a weak squad. Finished 8th twice, with poor transfer decisions. Club showed strong faith in Arteta. Gradual improvement. 5th second title contenders. Carragher praises Arteta's different coaching approach. Initially expected to copy Pep Guardiola's style. Early success came with attractive, attacking football, high goal scoring. Later, a shift in style and mentality occurred. Thierry Henry adds, Arteta may have moved away from Pep style to find his own identity. Earlier, Arsenal sometimes played with a fear of winning. Now, the team looks more solid, structured, and mentally stronger. Focus has shifted to control, discipline, and results.
So after that, so it's 23-24 onwards is what you're talking about?
Yeah, you just look at it, it's just power and it's strength. So that's 23-24.
Havertz, Timber, Rice,
Rice,
and then follow that with Calafiori and Marino, and okay, Raheem Sterling, that didn't work out so much.
And then you look at these, the profile of players. You think of set pieces, big spend this summer, but it's about power. And the thing that I absolutely love about Arteta here, and he's getting criticism for maybe morphing into this style of football, but too often in football, a manager will talk about having an idea and never veering from it whatsoever. the big thing with Arteta, it feels like a big shift. But this thing of like, we never change what we do. We never change how we play. And what you said before, you might not like it, but you respect it. And some of the nonsense that's being spoke about Arsenal.
From Pep Guardiola-style beauty to Jose Mourinho-style results, has Arteta completely changed Arsenal's identity? Jamie Carragher explains that Mikel Arteta is unique compared to other top managers. Managers like Jurgen Klopp, Pep Guardiola, and Alex Ferguson had a clear identity from the start. Arteta, however, changed and evolved his style over time. Arsenal initially played attractive, attacking Pep-style football with players like Gabriel Jesus and Oleksandr Zinchenko. After losing the title race to Manchester City, Arteta made a major shift in approach. Built a team focused on physicality, strength, and control. New signings prioritized powerful profiles, e.g., Declan Rice. Carragher compares this new style to Jose Mourinho's pragmatic approach. Not always entertaining, but highly effective. A key factor in Arsenal's success. Set pieces have become a major weapon. Around 34% of goals come from set pieces, above league average. Credit also goes to coaching staff improvements behind the scenes. Thierry Henry adds, Arteta realized he couldn't outplay top teams like City, so he adapted to find another way to win. This evolution shows growth, flexibility, and smart coaching. Final point. There is no single right way to play football. Arsenal may be remembered for set pieces, but results and trophies matter most.
Well, people said he had to win this year because of that spend, £230 million.
Yeah, but because also of the 7 years and the trust. At one point, I'm sure Mikel will tell you, he wants to give something back and show why you could and can trust him. And so he has an opportunity to do that on obviously at the weekend. But for me, the big one is the league. For me, the big one is the league because it gives you a different. It will be a different feeling. You can attract different players. You know, people might think that they're going to come here and win the league again. And you know how I am, Jamie. I'm not going to talk about it's done. I don't get carried away. I don't go overboard. Like I don't go under it. But like I said, you have to respect what this man is doing. A lot of people are talking at the moment. I don't even know if they won the league.
Time wasting, set pieces, dark arts. Is this smart winning football, or is Arsenal crossing the line? Thierry Henry emphasizes that teams can control games in different ways, possession or defensive control. Mikel Arteta has simply found his own effective method. Like Jose Mourinho, success can come through pragmatic football. Arsenal's progress is built on patience and trust from the club and fans. Trust the process. Significant financial backing. Arteta's desire to repay that trust with trophies, especially the league. Winning the league is seen as crucial because it changes the club's status and appeal, helps attract top players in the future. Criticism about Arsenal includes time wasting, e.g., taking 44 seconds on corners. Use of dark arts/game management tactics. Jamie Carragher responds, taking time on set pieces is smart preparation, not a problem. If it leads to goals, other teams should copy it. Many teams use similar tactics. Arsenal may just do it more effectively. Comparison made with Diego Simeone, Atletico Madrid. Jose Mourinho, known for disciplined, tactical, and sometimes ugly football. Key insight. Arteta's biggest strength is evolution. Unlike many managers, he has changed his style over time. This shows he is learning, adapting, and improving as a coach.
You know, maybe there's a little bit more criticism around it, or he's almost fooled us in believing he was something, now he's turned into something else. No, I'm talking about the marginal gains, the dark arts. They definitely do that. There's no doubt about that. And a lot of teams do. Maybe Arsenal just push it a little bit further than maybe you expect teams who normally win the league.
But I think the thing that maybe shocks people a bit more is, as you said, is the way he started to think of playing. Then he switched it. But that's called evolution. Yeah. He evolved.
I admire that.
Do you understand what I mean? Some coaches, Simeone, you can't make him change. Pep, you can't make him change. Mourinho also not so much. But maybe because there was a switch so early. But again, he had to learn on the job. He didn't have the 6 to 7 to 8 to 10 years that those guys had when they arrived in our league, if you know what I mean. So, again, what's going to suit you. It takes time. Like, for example, if you take me as a player, I wasn't the same player when I was 17 to 25. I wasn't doing the same mistake and doing the same. You learn from your mistake. And at one point, he's showing us that he's learning from his mistakes.
Are Arsenal lacking world-class attackers, or is Arteta's system holding them back from showing their true talent? Jamie Carragher questions whether Arsenal lack world-class attacking players, or if Mikel Arteta's system limits their attacking freedom. Thierry Henry responds, modern football is becoming overcoached and too structured. Players take fewer risks, less dribbling, fewer 1v1s, more safe passing. Space is tighter now, making attacking play more difficult. He explains Arsenal's approach. Focus on efficiency over flair. Use strengths, like set pieces, instead of forcing weaknesses. If something works, keep using it to win. On the title race, Henry refuses to celebrate early or assume victory. Emphasizes staying focused game by game. Winning the league after 22 years would be a massive achievement. He admits, he doubted Arteta in the past, especially during poor results, but now respects how Arteta has learned on the job, adapted under pressure, built a strong, competitive team. Final message. Style may not always be enjoyable, but as a fan, success matters more than entertainment. Arsenal are now in a position where they just need to finish the job. White heavy checkmark. Final combined conclusion. All 5 parts, short and clean. Arsenal under Mikel Arteta have transformed from a beautiful but fragile team into a strong, disciplined, and results-driven side. Despite criticism of anti-football, time-wasting, and set-piece reliance, the team has learned to win in different ways, adapted tactically against top teams, built a physical and mentally tough squad. Thierry Henry and Jamie Carragher agree. There is no single right way to play football. What matters is effectiveness and winning trophies. Arteta's biggest strength. Evolution, shifting from Pep Guardiola-style football to a more Jose Mourinho-like pragmatic approach. Main takeaway. Arsenal may not always be entertaining, but they are now complete, efficient, and ready to win. Ending the 22-year league drought would validate Arteta's project and change the club's future. If you want, I can also turn this into white heavy checkmark 2-minute.
Thierry, can I ask you about,
Yeah.
I said in this show, I think about a month, 6 weeks ago, that I felt Arsenal lacked a world-class talent in attack. I still believe that, but what I want to ask you is, because we're talking about Mikel and maybe putting the reins on them, or maybe sort of when they go 1-0 in front, maybe becoming a little bit more direct, do you think the players aren't, I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but almost aren't world class, or actually he doesn't allow them to sort of have that freedom that maybe other coaches would, to go and show what they can do?
Arsenal's journey under Mikel Arteta shows a clear shift from attractive football to a winning mentality. The team has addressed past weaknesses, like being physically soft and unable to hold leads, by becoming more disciplined, organized, and tactically smart. Although their style is often criticized as defensive, slow, or too focused on set pieces, it has made them far more competitive and consistent against top teams like Manchester City. The key takeaway is that Arteta has adapted his approach to get results, proving that success in football is not about playing one specific way, but about finding what works best for your team. In the end, even if Arsenal are not the most entertaining side, they are now serious title contenders, and winning the league would fully justify their evolution.
But as a fan, you might be in a situation to win something. I'm personally happy, regardless of what I love to see the game, or what I like to see, or if I enjoy it or not. 22 years. Listen to me. I don't want to jinx it, but 22 years is a long time.
You had here?
Well, what an exciting few weeks ahead it might well be for Arsenal fans starting this very weekend.
Arsenal under Mikel Arteta have transformed from a beautiful but fragile team into a strong, disciplined, and results-driven side. Despite criticism of anti-football, time-wasting, and set-piece reliance, the team has learned to win in different ways, adapted tactically against top teams, built a physical and mentally tough squad. Thierry Henry and Jamie Carragher agree. There is no single right way to play football. What matters is effectiveness and winning trophies. Arteta's biggest strength. Evolution, shifting from Pep Guardiola-style football to a more Jose Mourinho-like pragmatic approach. Main takeaway: Arsenal may not always be entertaining, but they are now complete, efficient, and ready to win. Ending the 22-year league drought would validate Arteta's project and change the club's future.